this tutorial video, we'll walk through all of the features available to you under the Before section of the toolbar. The first selection is Volunteers. Volunteers can be entered in two different ways, by registering online or by an administrator entering them directly into KidEvent Pro. Now we'll look at both methods together. Just as a side note, if you chose to import data from a previous year or from a previous event, then your imported volunteers are all going to come in as unregistered. So go to the status list at the top of the page and click on Unregistered to see all of your old volunteers. You can change their status and make them registered by approving them, but we'll get to that in a minute. So first, let's look at the volunteers who register online. Now, since you don't want just anybody signing up to help at your kids' ministry event, when a volunteer completes their online registration, their status is going to be automatically set to No by the system. Volunteers cannot be assigned to roles or classes until they're approved. Now, from the volunteer page, you can quickly view all of your pending online registrations simply by clicking on the word Accepted at the top of the Accepted column heading. This will reshuffle the list so that all of the no's are grouped together at the very beginning of the list. Now, you can also access the list of unaccepted volunteers when you first log in to KidEvent Pro by clicking on the Pending Volunteers link. Now, to change the status of a volunteer to accepted, click on Edit next to their name, and you'll make sure that all of their required information is filled in. Now, it looks like there are a couple of fields that are missing, so we'll quickly add a phone number and an email address for this volunteer, and then we'll scroll down to where we see the word Accepted. Now, clicking Yes means that the volunteer has met all of your criteria and has been properly screened and is now approved to work at your event. Now, while you're here, you can go ahead and assign this volunteer to a specific role if you wish. And then we'll change their status to Registered. Now, be sure to click Save and go back when you're done and you're ready to approve the next volunteer. And of course, you can always edit information or delete volunteers if needed at any point. This is for anyone who volunteers in person or through a paper registration instead of registering online. So the first thing we'll need to do is click Add a New Volunteer. Now we'll need to make sure that we complete all of the required fields, so let's enter some information right here. A first and a last name. We're going to give them a fake address. And how about a fake city? Perfect. Let's put this in Tennessee. Let's come down and add a zip. And we'll need a home phone number, a cell phone, and an alternate phone. Now we'll need an email address. And since none of the rest of this information is required, we can skip on down. Let's say we'll go ahead and accept this volunteer, which again means that this volunteer has been properly screened and meets all of the criteria required to volunteer in our event. So we'll approve them. We'll not assign them to a role just yet, and we will say that they're registered. So now that we're done, we'll click Save and go back, and we're back to our list of volunteers. Let's check out the next link under the Before menu, and that's Participants. Now, just like volunteers, participants can be entered into the system by either online registration or manual entry. And just like the volunteers page, if you chose to import data from a previous year or a previous event, then your imported participants will be marked as unregistered. You can quickly view all of these by going to the status drop-down list and selecting Unregistered. You'll see we only have one child who's unregistered, so for now we'll go back and select all so that we can see them all. Now, parents can register their kids as participants through the customized website that you receive with your subscription to KidEvent Pro. And when they submit their registration, their data will be sent here. Now, you'll need to assign each participant to the appropriate class. To do that, click the word Class at the top of the Class column. This will sort the list of participants by whether or not they have been assigned to a class. You'll see there are some right here that say No Selection. You can also access the list of participants who've not been assigned to a class when you first log into KidEvent Pro. You'll do this by clicking on the Participants Unassigned link. To assign a participant to a class, click Edit next to the participant's name. Now you want to scroll all the way down to the very bottom and choose a class from the class drop-down menu. If you don't see the class you want, you'll need to go back to the classes page and create that class. Let's click Save and go back because we're finished with this participant. And again, here you can delete a participant, which may be helpful if you've imported old data. Now, you'll be prompted with a warning asking you if you're sure you want to delete this participant before actually doing so. Just click OK or Cancel. Let's take a look at how we would add a participant manually. We're going to click on the Add a New Participant button. Now we'll need to complete the appropriate fields. And again, the ones with the red asterisks are the required fields. So this one is going to have a name of Thomas Smith. And we will say John Smith is the parent or guardian. We'll need to have an address here, Tennessee, and a fake zip code. Now we've not required any of the phone numbers, but we will require a birth date. Now this is important because this is going to help you know what class this child needs to be in. Looks like this one needs to have completed pre-K. Now we'll come down and select an emergency contact name and an emergency contact phone number and an authorized pickup. Let's say parents. Now we'll scroll down and we will register this class and add them to the pre-K class. Now we'll save and go back, and this child has been successfully registered. You can see them by clicking on all, and then we'll scroll down. Let's do this the easy way. We'll select class, and you'll see that our new person has just been assigned to the pre-K class. Now let's scroll back up, and we'll take a look at the last link, Previous Registrant Approval. If you chose to import data from a previous event, you'll be spending a lot of time on this page. Now, if you didn't import data, you won't need this feature at all. A volunteer or a participant will end up in this holding tank if they registered themselves online for your event and you imported them from a previous event. Now, this is an important feature because it keeps you from having multiple versions of the same person in your event. You'll want to go into the system and tell the system, yes, this person is the same one as the one you already have stored. Now, in KidEvent Pro terminology, this is called matching. So on the volunteer or the participant approval screen, choose Unmatched from the drop-down to see the list of all volunteers or participants waiting to be matched. Now you can select a volunteer from the list and choose whether to match them or whether to skip them. Now skipping is handy if this person accidentally registered for your event multiple times. So let's match this volunteer. We'll come right here and click Match. Now here on the left, you'll see the person that you're trying to match. And to the right, KidEvent Pro has pulled all of the possible matches for this person. To verify whether or not any of these possible matches are the same person that you're trying to match, you can click on View All Info to view the information that the system has already stored for this person. If this is not correct, you can click Hide All Info and try the next one. Once you have found the right match, come next to the name and click under Match, then click Submit. Now you'll be asked to confirm this match one last time. You'll want to select either Match the Volunteer or Cancel. Let's go ahead and match it. And you'll see that the system automatically brings up the next person waiting to be matched and approved. So you'll see it's very easy to match someone who has registered with someone that you've imported from a previous event. And now let's go back and check out the final feature under the Before menu, which is Email. The email area allows you to quickly send group emails. You'll want to put a return email address that is yours, and then come down and select the group or the groups that you want to email. You can send an email to all participants or parents of participants, to volunteers, or to department directors. Then select whether the email will go to recipients that are registered, or unregistered, or all. Now, just like any other email, you'll want to enter a subject line and a message. Don't forget that planning day is this Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon. See you there. You'll only be able to send text-based emails, so right now, sorry, but there's no formatted or HTML emails. Now click Send Message at the bottom, and you're done. Now that covers all of the features that you'll see under the Before menu. If you need more information, check out the other video tutorials that are available. Or you can chat with a live agent or contact LifeWay's online support center for more help.